Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and our mostly weekly, cash or trash, where I look at the hot comics of this last week, according to CBSI's Hot Top 10 and the Comic Tom Key Collector Hottest Trending Comics of the Week. And I give my opinion, sure to go wrong. Um, we're doing this a little early today because I want to watch the Chiefs, and I'm probably going to watch a bunch of the Ryder Cup too. So I got other stuff that I got going on. So we're going to try to squeeze this in here a little bit early. This also stays out of the way of Andy's usual afternoon unboxing. What's going on, Andy? Welcome. Unruly, it's a real meh fest this week. I can tell you that for just what I got going down. The Pie Face, welcome, sir, welcome. So we're doing this a little bit earlier today than typical, but we're going to try to crank through these. There's 19 books of meh, as Unruly says. At least kind of, in my opinion, a reminder of how I'm doing this. Like I said, this is completely my opinion on what I think is going to happen over the next 6 months or so, because that's when I do my look back. Obviously, if I think there's a difference between 6 months versus long term, I'll state that. This is solely my opinion, and if I was right more often, maybe I would have more comics and be a little richer. So we'll see. So how do I group these things? Well, I throw them into several groups. First up, we got our Stray Cash Homie group, books that I think are going to continue to go up in value. That this is just kind of the start. We got our Worth It books, I think, that are probably worth it, right where they're at right now. They might go up a little bit, but you're doing pretty good. No, not too big a chance that they're going to drop much. The I'll Be Backs books, I think, that are going to fall back a little bit. Stay in the same range, but fall back a little bit. That you can probably get a deal if you're just a little bit patient. It's a Trap. The book is nowhere where it's going for right now. Come on, man. What are we thinking? And of course, Dumpster Fires, which is just absolute trash back, for sure. So I clicked off of that without clicking off of that. To go back to comments. So that's how I break them down. Again, I'm not necessarily, if I throw a book in a dumpster fire, it doesn't mean I think the book is trash. It's that I think the current prices people are paying for it are trash. So that's how I do this. Yes, I am rolling this out early today. I've been trying to get a bunch of stuff done. I've already power washed my deck this morning because I got to stain it this week. And so we're trying to squeeze this in when I got an opening. So let's see what we got this week and get started since there's 19 books. First up, we have The Lost Boys, #1. Rumors of a sequel / remake of the 80s movie. Is anybody calling for a Lost Boys remake? Seriously? Hey, Gigi. What's going on? I mean, early minute today. Yeah, early minute. And this is completely meh. It's going for $10 to $30. This is a 2016 comic that came out from Vertigo that was kind of a sequel to those original movies. Blarg. So, I mean, to me, this is easy. There's rumors of a movie. There's nothing for sure. If it was going for more than 10 to 30, I would absolutely call it this. I'm going to call it this. But really, do we even care? I mean, this is a whole lot of, as Unruly says, meh on this one, for me, at least. Not a lot of interest in this thing. Next, Creatures of Id, #1. Supposedly this is kind of hard to find. I guess it's the first appearance of this, and there's potentially rumors of, there's no real rumors, but there was talk of a Mad Men movie. There's a 9.0 hit 250. Okay. This is my thought on the previous one. What? Why? 250 for a 9.0 of this thing? I guess if it's super hard to find, but why would you want it even if it was? I don't know what to do with this one, I'll be honest. This one was absolutely meh to me. I'm not going to call it a trap, but we're going to go with an I'll Be Back for sure. I just don't see what's driving this one for sure at all. I'm really saying it's a great book from an indie standpoint, but $250 for a 9.0 seems kind of, and with no real rumors of anything happening, I don't know why it's even on the list. They didn't even know why it was on the list. They were just like, oh, it's going for higher values. Soccer season, there you go. But that's always fun. So we got Dwayne. What's going on? Howdy. All right, we're moving on. Some of this is Blip. What is this? Blip number 1 from 1983. This is a magazine. First appearance of Mario and Donkey Kong. This one, the raw copy went for $200. A 9.8 went for $2,300. This is based on the news. We were getting announcements related to the Mario animated movie, which then everyone got pissed off about because they cast Chris Pratt as Mario and not an Italian actor, which whatever. I mean, I guess if you care about this, then it's probably worth it. To me, I would still put this as an I'll be back. And I'll be honest, this is another one. And really, it's like, I'm not really into these magazine first appearances at all. This is kind of a preview of these games, the original arcade games coming out. It's not really like even a comic appearance. Sam likes the kid's hair. I like it. Kid looks shell shocked. Yeah. Everything is hard to find nowadays. Yeah. He's the greatest Mario of all time. Well, I hope so. I don't really care. I'm probably not going to see it. I don't think it's going to be targeted in my demographic. I'm just going to say, even though I grew up with Mario, but yeah. So this is another, these first 3 were all this like, what? I put them all as I'll be back because I didn't really feel strong enough about them to like rant. Just kind of like, okay. So, all right, next we're going to move into our covers this week. And first up, we have Siege number 3, this J. Scott Campbell variant that is supposedly super hard to find. Again, okay. Basically, this week, a raw copy of this thing went for $2,600. Holy moly, $2,600 for this thing, which is what 9.8s were going for. Then a 9.8 went for like over $3,000. Captain Lou is my Mario. I guess it's kind of a cool cover. I don't get it, but the fact of the matter is this thing has continued to climb. I know it's hard to find, as we say. But really? But honestly, given its track record, and it's not a short-term track record, this is a long-term track record, it's probably just this. It's just always going to be a super valuable cover. Gangster Deadpool, I guess, is, people want it. I will not be going. Yep, it is, Alex. I don't necessarily. Yeah. You may get lucky. I think this is old enough that it's probably not, because this is from 2010, but yeah. All right, next. We got the Peach Momoko 1 in 25 for United States of Captain America number 4. Okay, so this is a Momoko. No Momokos had hit the list for a while. This is going for 50 to 60, so just over double ratio, which typically means it's going to settle between ratio and double ratio. That's usually what happens. Is these books will jump up 125, jumps up to about 50, 60 bucks. It falls back to about 30, 40. Another meh from Unruly. There's a lot of meh this week. I can get it. I know of the Peach Momokos, this isn't even of the recent ones. This isn't even one I'm like, oh, that's a good one. It's okay. But yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of this week. I can tell you that right now, guys. It's gonna be a whole lot of I'll be back. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's gonna be a $30 to $35 cover. That's my belief. I'd be stunned if it becomes more than that. Unless there's a first appearance in this book I don't know about. Okay. Next, we got Radiant Black number 6, the 1 in 25 Tyler Kirkham. Did I get these out over? No. Also 1 in 25, kind of cool. Not sure how many stores are still ordering 25 copies of Radiant Black, so it might be a little bit hard to find. But it's also Radiant Black, so who really cares long term? It's only going for 40 to 50, so even less than the other one in 25. I do think it's a cooler cover. I'm not a huge Kirkham guy, but I do really like this one. But you have to care about the series. 40 to 50. This is absolutely an I'll be back. It's going to be slightly above ratio. Yeah, it is a cool cover, but I don't think there's enough here to drive it higher. If it's not any higher than this right now, then I don't think it's going to get driven any higher. Is really what I think is going on there. Next, we got Moon Knight number 3. The Rod Reese 1 in 25. This is also the first appearance of Hunter's Moon. I don't know if that's a team or a character or what's going on there. Snake Eyes with a hood and less pouches. Yeah. Snake Eyes have brother. It did kind of look like that. Again, 40 to 50 for 1 in 25. That tells me, unless this Hunter's Moon thing takes off, that tells me it's an I'll be back as a cover alone. There obviously is, I'm a little more hesitant on this one just because there is a first appearance in here as well, but not every first appearance is created equal. I'm really saying worth it. I could see that with the first appearance, potentially. Anything but regular cover is better than this one and actually has the new character on the cover. There you go. So, yeah. So I'm thinking more people are going to chase that than, or the covers, because I think there's more than one character that has a new character, or more than one cover that has a new character on it. So, yeah. So I'm not seeing this one. I really might be right. Maybe I'll change it. We'll say worth it, just because it's Moon Knight and it's not even double cover or double ratio. So we're gonna take that to worth it. We'll see. Unruly talked me into it. If I'm wrong, Unruly. Hey, baby, what's going on? You've missed nothing, even though we're like 6 books in. You missed nothing. 7 books in. All right, next up. Spawn number 309, the McFarlane cover B, another Gunslinger Spawn. This is hitting the list this week because the series, basically, we got solicitations for the series. The Gunslinger Spawn series is coming. Raw copies are going averaging $18. They're 15 to 20. 9.8, you're going for $150. There's a lot of Gunslinger Spawns covers, but they all like jump like crazy. We are not there to Hit Monkey yet, but we will get there. Meh. I don't even think this is one of the better Gunslinger Spawns covers. There is also a second print that has the same image on it, just a different, has the green Spawn. And anything Spawn is straight cast, especially gun. See, tends to be the case. Gunslinger Spawn tends to be the case of being straight cash. I'm not willing to go there with this one just because there's nothing special about it other than, yeah. So I'm just going to go with another Worth It on this one. I need to find a different Worth It. I don't particularly like my little Worth It image, but, you know. But, yeah, I'm going to stick with Worth It on that one. It's $15-20 for Gunslinger Spawn variant. That's probably pretty reasonable. My guess is it'll probably be a little higher than that. My guess is you're looking at $20-30. I don't think this is going to be one of the Gunslinger ones that jumped way up. That's just my opinion. You know, it's the truth. Sometimes the truth in advertising. All right. The Mighty Thor number 364. So this whole frog stuff is so weird to me. So this is the first full appearance of Thor as a frog. This is not when he picks up the Mjolnir and becomes Throg, Throg's like a completely different character. It's like a frog he meets while he's a frog. It later picks up a shard of Mjolnir and becomes Throg and everything else. But and he actually gets turned into the frog in 363. But it's such a weird key because the character that becomes Throg, I guess, kind of appears in this. I guess that frog does appear in this. It's just such a weird. Yeah, this is Thor as a frog, not Throg. Which issue does the frog appear in? that actually later becomes Throg. I think it might be this one also, though, Tacoma. But like, I don't know. It's very strange to me. But it's hitting the list because basically Kate just said that he's going to use Throg first appearance as Pet Avengers. There you go. Yeah. It's Kate's basically the hype here. This book has hit the list multiple times. The hype here is that he's going to be used by Kate. Kate has said he's going to use Throg, and then they released some covers showing Throg, and so that's the hype. But this is not really Throg's first appearance, so I don't know. Raw 55, 9.8, 425 seems like a lot for this book to me. I know this book has been up and down. Proto Throg. Hey, you did. You always won collectible. You always win. There's no prize, but you won. Yeah. So, to me, maybe it's just because I don't get it. I'll just put it and I'll be back. I don't know what to do with this. There's a bunch of them this week. I'm just like, I'm like, okay, I wouldn't go after it for these prices. Next, we got Kang the Conqueror number. What is this? Number 2. So this is weird to me. Supposedly, there's a reveal that Ravonna Renslayer was Moon Knight in one universe or something. I don't even understand. Like, they didn't understand the key when they were writing it up. I didn't understand the key reading it. If somebody knows exactly what's going on here, great. It's going for $15 to $20. It's not the first appearance of a character. It's her first appearance as one version of her as something else. I don't see how that's going to be relevant in any way, shape, or form. They're bringing Moon Knight. Do they think they're going to make what's her face who disappeared in the Loki show come back as Moon Knight? Yeah. Man-ish. I'm just like, it is kind of a cool cover, but it's going for, what is this one going for? $15 to $20 out the gate? No. I'll be back. I told you there's just going to be a whole bunch of this week. I don't feel strongly enough to like rip on things, but this one just didn't make any sense to me. Next. There it is, 361. First full appearance of Carnage. Raw copies are going for 160. 9.8s are going for 850. This is actually up again with the movie coming, but down. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We will rip it for you. Okay. So movie's about to come out. We're getting Carnage. This is actually down a little bit from some of the peak hype around this book from in the build up to this. It's a great book overall. My question is, there's a billion of these things out there. He's never been able to sustain the kind of value that Venom has, even though there's a billion of the Venoms out there. And do we trust this movie? I'm not sure I really trust it. I like Woody. I'm not. I know Sony's like, we're going to make our Sinister Six, and we're going to steal this part of the MCU, and we're going to cross over with Tom Holland. And I honestly think this is about, if you were ever going to sell this book, now's the time. Sell it here right as the movie comes out. If it's a dud, the book is going to drop. I think it's going to drop anyway. A little bit, not a lot. I just think there's a little bit of a ceiling on this book in terms of how much people really love Carnage versus like Venom, and how many of them there are. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're finally going to break through. This book's always had a ceiling. It's kind of tried to bounce up against it, but it keeps kind of going up and falling back, all the build up to this long awaited movie. To me, this still falls in, and I'll be back. If the movie, I'm completely wrong if this movie is really great. If the movie is great, I'm wrong. this book is going to jump. I think it breaks the ceiling that it's had. I think it jumps and then it doesn't really come back. I don't think it gets to like Venom, but it probably gets to like half, or it gets closer to where 300 is at. But if the movie's not great, I think it just stays what it's always been. So there is a second print of this. It's silver or gray, I guess, instead of white in the background. Who dat saying the movie's great? Okay, or he's heard that the movie's great. It'll be interesting. I didn't think much of the first one. I thought the first one kind of was stupid, but there you go. Hope it drops. Yeah. Who dat saying people be surprised? That's where I'm at. I think even if you come out thinking, that was good, you won't necessarily like care to watch it ever again. Who that's contradicting me? So I will fully admit, if the movie's a smash and Woody is fantastic, then I am wrong, and this is going to go up, but it's going to keep climbing. But I think I'm going to stick with my guess of that this settles back after we get away from the movie in 6 months. Next, we got ASM 316, the first full cover appearance of Venom. This is so ridiculous to me. He's on a cover before this. I realize it's just a bubble, but you see him. I don't understand how is it a cameo cover appearance? I mean, I guess if he was like in silhouettes, just because he's small or not the focus of the cover, I don't understand. It is a really cool cover. There's a billion of these also, but this book is now $250 for raw copy. 9.8 is $14.50. Wow. 9.8. So here you go. So here's why I have questions about whether Carnage can ever really become anything. 9.8 of this is going for more than a 9.8 of the first full appearance of Carnage. Think about that. This goes for more than the first appearance of Carnage. First double. He's in the small block. Yeah, he is also in the small block. Yeah. Hey, Station Nick, what is going on? Second Venom cover. It's the second Venom cover. Better than the first one. Yeah, this is true. Let's see. It sounds like Stray Cats. This is my second book I ever bought. Yeah. But this isn't McFarlane. This is Larson. This is not a McFarlane cover. This is Larson. Or no, this is McFarlane. Wait, I'm sorry. This is still right. Is this? I forget now. Yeah, it's just McFarlane. Okay, this is still McFarlane. I was thinking it's getting close to when the switch happens. But yeah, I don't know. I just think this is $14.50 for this. Just seems like a ton, but it's Venom. People love Venom. I'm not going to go against this one. This one is, despite my personal what? This is still this. I don't think it comes back. I don't think this comes back any significant way. Yeah. I don't know where sorry, I was blanking on that. But first time Venom grabbed Spider-Man. Got like 332. Oh, I think it was a little sooner than that. I was thinking like 320s was Larson. But okay. McFarlane. I'm not a huge McFarlane either. But yeah, but this is not a first appearance. It's just, yeah. And it goes for more than Carnage. That's why I have my doubts about Carnage. Good for you, man. Nice. So, all right. Next up. Oh, we got Venom Lethal Protector number 4. First appearance of Scream and the cameos of Agony, Lasher, blah, 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 blah. All these other symbiotes. This is basically hitting the list because people are speculating maybe some of these others will make an appearance here in the movie. The funny thing is they put it on the list. Tom and them put it on the list because raw copies are going for $30. 9.8 is going for $180, which is $100 less than they talk about it than it was going for a little over a month ago. A little over a month ago, 9.8 of this were going for like $275. What? How is this hot? It's been coming down. Even though the movie's coming, there's no real solid spec that any of these characters are going to appear in this movie. Yeah. To me, this is legitimately, it was already coming down and they put it on the list as hot. I don't understand that. This is I'll be back. I just don't see, there's too many freaking symbiotes. More symbiote crap. For Also, yeah, I said it was Stray Cats on the other one, but yeah, this is meh, less than meh. I just, how many symbiotes do we really need? I realize it's apparently all of them, but yeah. All right. I don't think they're gonna appear. I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. So there you go. All right, who dat was here for the Hit Monkey. So here you go, Hit Monkey number 1. So they dropped the trailer on Hit Monkey this week for the animated show. This is the first. This is the one shot. I know there's maybe some confusion because they have Hit Monkey 1. They came out in the same year. This is the one shot, the first appearance. Raw copies of this are up to 125 to 150. 9.6 went for 450. 9.6. Here's the question: do we trust Hulu on this? I don't know that I trust Hulu on this. Do we think Hit Monkey has like the Invincible kind of thing where it's really gonna work? Unruly say it's straight cast. Well, I think no. Shriek is definitely in the movie. Carnage's girlfriend. I don't think Scream is in the movie. That's Naomi Watts or whatever is playing Shriek, which is a different character. He saw it months ago. It's okay, very violent. But do we actually think like this has long-term staying power, or is this now? I don't know when the show's coming out. My guess is the show's going to come out about 6 months from now. Right? I don't know what the timing is. So from that purpose alone, the timing, my guess is this is probably straight cash. Is what I would put. Like longer term, I think this is an I'll be back. I think now is like the worst time to go after these books. But making entertainment for Deadpool. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Doesn't have the following. Yeah. Yeah. Shriek's first appearance is a different book. Comes out in November. So we're in September. So depending on how they release it, we could still be getting episodes 6 months from now. So I could be wrong, but my guess is this is probably at least worth it. Actually, I think I'm going to go with worth it. It's already going for a pretty good penny. If the show is a hit, then I'm underestimating it. If it's not, then it's probably just the show bump when it first comes out probably holds it in this neighborhood. Yeah. Here's a good. I just don't trust Hulu. I'd honestly rather. I'm really tempted to say I'll be back because I just don't trust Hulu. 8%. Comes out all at once. So then I'm probably going worth it is probably wrong on this one. Probably is, but we'll see. We'll see. If it's a hit, then I'm underestimating. If it's not a hit, then I'm probably overestimating. So I'm probably wrong either way. So there you go, which is nothing new. Next, we have Hit Monkey number 1 from the miniseries. Came out that same year, 2010, but this is not his first full appearance. This is just the number 1 of the ongoing, the miniseries. This one's 35, 9.8 going for 135. This is still an I'll be back. This is not even his first appearance. This show is going to have to be a hit for this amounter. And yeah, I just don't think so. Yeah. And how well do those CW books do? Not well. Not well. Hulu is the least of the streaming service. Oh, yeah, I have Hulu plus live TV as part of my package, but I don't watch the Hulu shows. I watch the live TV. So, and I've been tempted to switch that to YouTube. So, Monkey in a Suit packet artwork. Gotta love it. Yeah. So this one I got as an I'll be back for sure. Next, we have more Hit Monkey related stuff. We got the Immortal Iron Fist, number 8 from 2007. The first appearance of Fat Cobra and the Immortal Weapons team. And there's several other characters part of that team. But the reason it's at the list is Fat Cobra because he is in that Hit Monkey trailer. Yeah, it's going for $30 to $60. This is a trap. I'm sorry. Side character in a Hit Monkey show. You're paying $30 to $60 for the first appearance. Right. We're going to get to a character in a minute, and I think it's going to drive home why I'm so down on these books. But really, 30 to 60 for what, Fat Cobra? I mean, if you'd even heard of Fat Cobra before this, seriously. Pretty much. I think that's a really good statement, and that's what we're gonna get to those books next. Next up, we got Daredevil 111, the A cover, first appearance of Lady Bullseye. Raws on this are going for 50, 9.6 going for 140. Little buzz because she appears in the Hit Monkey trailer too. To me, this is also an I'll be back. This is not, I said trap on the Immortal. This is an I'll be back. I think this is a better character, but as just says, I don't think it means they have any use for them, that they're not planning on it. The Immortal Iron Fist thing did have a bunch of first appearances. Again, none of those characters have ever mattered. Saying it should be more. Why? Okay, why? Convince me why the first appearance of Lady Bullseye should be more. If they're letting Hulu use her in a Hit Monkey series, it means they probably don't have any immediate plans for her. What's she ever done in the comics? She's cool looking. Has she even appeared in the comics recently? Like, why would you pay more than $50 for the first appearance of Lady Bullseye? I'm going to get to a character in a minute that we don't even pay $50 for the first appearance, who's been in multiple Marvel movies, and we still don't pay that. Yeah. Yeah. She's hot. I feel like that's the main, this is my thought. So anyway, the other book on here, so this is an I'll Be Back, as is this, which is the Terry Dodson 1 in 10 variant of that same book of 111. It's going for raw for 60 to 100, 9.8 going for 425. When has Lady Bullseye mattered? When has she contributed? She was in the recent Irons. She was in the Iron Fist show, which nobody watched because it sucked. But did it matter? Was she important? Trash. These are all be packs. I don't get it. Do they? Were any of those books worth anything before the thing? It is a great cover. Still, man, these are yeah. I'm sorry, I have no faith in Hulu on a Hit Monkey show, and if these characters are being pushed off to Hit Monkey on Hulu, then I'm guessing MCU's not using them anytime soon. I see no reason to chase these books right now. Definitely, I'll be back. You'll be able to get better deals. I don't see these books jumping, and if they do, then I don't understand it. And then last book of the week, this is funny, is Nebula #1. This is her first solo series, came out last year in 2020. Raw copies of this are basically, we're going for around $10. Now they were all the way up. There's a couple of them all the way up to 50, and all in between. And this is in response to James Gunn saying that Nebula and Gamora are going to be the focus of the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which is cool. This is not her first appearance. Obviously, this is her first solo title. Do you realize her first appearance is less than it? It's going for like $40. You can have it for $40, $50 in a high grade copy for Raw. Nebula's been in 4 movies. She's been the focus. She's been focused on pretty good in a couple of them. Guardians 2, Endgame, she was in quite a bit. This series went nowhere. Nebula is trash too. And nobody cares Why are people paying more than for the first appearance? That's a good question. Nobody's ever cared about Nebula. Which makes me wonder about a bunch of these characters that we're specking on and paying huge money for. Because they're going to appear in the MCU way more than we're paying for Nebula. Way more than people are paying for like that first Winter Soldier book. Or first Falcon as Cap. Or there's all these characters that haven't even appeared yet. And people are paying more for those than they are for these books and these characters. Think about that. To me, this is another I'll be back. Nebula has never been able to move the needle. The actor, the 125 is bad, but impossible to get the 9.8. Yeah. Right? Nebula's hot. Well, Karen Gillan is hot. Yes, for sure. Sam doesn't like her acting, but she's hot. There's a great... Right. I just, like... There you go. Sold it for $25 this week. Good for you, Collectible. That's another I'll be back. Like, it makes me wonder, like, we've spec'd on a ton of books, characters that are supposed to be appearing. We have no idea how much. They'll be lucky, some of them, to appear half as much as Nebula or Winter Soldier have. And we're buying their books right now for more. Spending more. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, some of the prices. That's right. People are talking about that Lady Bullseye undervalued. Really? Scream undervalued. Really? They're going for more than freaking Nebula's first appearance. And Nebula's been in 4 MCU movies and going to be in more. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. So that was the last book this week. So yeah, there was a whole bunch of meh. I literally put I'll be back on because I didn't even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the 19 books I just put as I'll be back. Yeah. And she's been in multiple episodes of What If. Nobody's ever cared about Nebula. Which just goes to show you that if they've never cared, they're not going to. And if they don't care, if nobody's ever cared about some of these characters that are going to appear, they're probably not gonna. So, the meh episode. This absolutely was the meh episode. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do, and I'm still wanting to try to watch the football game today. So, you guys are awesome. We'll be back tonight with whatever report, fingers crossed, and playing D&D over on Big Will's channel. And then I have no idea if I'm going to have anything going on this week. Just with all the stuff I'm trying to get done. It has driven a few books. People jumped on it, but yeah. So later, everybody. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Peace.